Namo Namaha, Shubhodaya, good morning all. The yoga is synonym for discipline. The discipline is required. If you are attending a school, the school and universities, they say students must observe these terms and conditions. These are the rules in the school. Otherwise, you can't be in the school. If you are working in any company, there are terms and conditions of employment is there in the workplace also. If you are going to any sports, there are terms and conditions of the game. If you want to play the sports, these are the terms and conditions. And if you want to go to any entertainment place, even for the cinema or sports event, in fine prints it is written what are the terms of admission. There are terms and condition is mentioned in the even in the cinemas or in the any entertainment. Or if you are going to a shopping center also, terms of admission is written. And we are happy to follow rules and regulations outside. Rules and regulations are in place because they know humans cannot be trusted. Humans are so indisciplined and they can be controlled, they can be managed only by force. Without rules and regulations, humans are unmanageable. That is why rules and regulations are in place. But when it comes to our own individual life, we don't have any rules and regulations. Our company employer says, I don't care what that person does in the private time. I am worried about only my working hours. That person has to be this way. And outside people, they are not worried. What are our rules and regulations in our personal life? They are worried about only whether we comply to their rules and regulations. Even animals have rules and regulations in terms of what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, when to sleep. Animals have discipline, whereas humans, we do not have any discipline. We eat whatever we want, whenever we want, and sleep whenever we want. We get up whenever we want. There is no discipline in our life. In the personal life, the government, in the parliament, there may be a constitution written saying that the ethical business, ethical governance, ethical politics, there is in constitution is written. In the company ethics vision statement also written, we are an ethical company. We follow the ethical business. In the companies are written, but if there is no ethics in the personal life, how can the politicians implement the ethics in the parliament? There is no ethics in the personal level. They are talking about ethics in the parliament. Politicians, they themselves are embroiled in so much of the negativities, corruptions, and in the business also so much of underhand dealings are there. Rules are there only to project outside, saying that these are required. These are required. We do not have ethics in our own life. What we are doing in our life, we are putting on so many masks in our life. When we go out, we are projecting ourselves as an ethical person. We are a complying person. We are compliant. We are compliant to whatever norms. We are projecting ourselves in the outside world, putting on so many masks. But so sooner or later, we are so scared to remove the mask, we can't face ourselves. We are so scared to look at our own face, reality check. We are so scared. We are always covering ourselves with so many masks. In the yoga brings in ethics in our life. Ethics through the discipline. Practice of yoga makes our life ethical. The practice of yoga is a need of the day to bring the value, uplift the game of our life, not only game of our life, uplift the standard in the world. If everyone is going down, unethical living, the standard of the world slowly sinks. What our previous generation, they were entertaining the standards, now values have deteriorated because nobody is wanting to follow ethical behavior in their personal life. Yoga inculcates the ethics in the personal life, ethical living. Unless as an individual I am ethical, I cannot lead a ethical life outside. I can put on a mask saying that I am doing a ethical living ethically only to many companies, they are saying that do whatever you want but not to get caught. That is what, as long as you are not getting caught, then you are in a ethical side. The yoga, it is talking about through the discipline, inculcate discipline in your life, through the ethical, uplift the game of your life, through the ethical ethics in your life, uplift that one. The first sutra of Patanjali Yoga Sutra talks about atha yoga anushasanam. It is talking about anushasana. What the first sutra itself says, you should have rules and regulations in your life. The first sutra itself says shasana. You should have rules and regulations in your life. Without having a rules and regulations, what is the point in doing yoga? You have to have the ethics in your life. Ethics can be brought in through the discipline. The practice of discipline, anushasana, you have to implement on yourself. Implement. Shasana is outside. Before you go out and profess on the ethics, you have to implement on yourself. Anushasanam, how you have to do, atha. Atha, means aha iti Brahma, Supreme Lord. I may cheat the system. In the politics, in the parliament, I can get away not getting noticed. In the business circle, I can get away doing something which is nobody has noticed. Tatha, means Supreme Lord. Tatha, where he is all everywhere. He has eyes everywhere, ears everywhere, mouth everywhere, hands everywhere, feet everywhere. You can't get past the security camera which is there everywhere. He knows in and out that Shasana, why I had to disciplined, why I had to be disciplined, and because atha, he is there. The security camera is everywhere. You can't escape. Yoga, atha yoga. Yoga means to connecting your ethical standard, uplift the game so that you connect to that all-pervading principle. You are complying with the universal law. You are tatha yoga anushasanam means you are implementing the ethics through the discipline. You are complying to the universal law. You have to comply with the universal law. Yoga is universal. Yoga beyond the religion, beyond the race, beyond the gender. You are trying to comply yourself to the universe, universal rules. Atha yoga anushasanam. It says you practice that one so that you are complying to the standard, universal standard. You are not going against the nature. You are not going against the nature, and so that you are practicing yoga. You practice yoga to comply with the universal standard. Uplift the game of your life. Game of your life by doing the practicing the yoga, the practice of yoga. When the standard is elevated, our game changes. We start playing the game in a higher level. We no longer play the game, ordinary game. Our standard of game increased, elevated to the higher platform. To elevate the game in the life, have discipline in your life. Discipline, the discipline how you get the discipline in the Upanishad talks about it's through the knowledge. You have to get the knowledge. Vidyaya karoti shraddhaya upanishadam tadeva viryavattaraan bhavati. Initially, to practice discipline, yes, I have to get up early. I have to so many things. Initially, it is very hard. Children are complaining. We are not interested. People are not interested to follow, to lead an indisciplined life. No training is required. To lead a disciplined life, training is required. Deva vidyaya karoti. One, with the discipline, initially it is hard, but the end result is good. You start feeling good about yourself. Initially, to do that one, with the vidyaya, with knowledge, with faith, when you do that one, what is the outcome? The discipline, when you start complying with the universal law, viryavattaraan bhavati, that person becomes very strong. That person becomes unstoppable. A corrupt person gets always scared in life. One who is leading an ethical life, always positive, always strong, always bold, always courageous. The courage, you cannot get the courage through the money. You cannot get the courage through the security force, or your power. The real power, the Upanishad talks about, real courage you get. You become fearless in your life when you start leading an ethical life. Yoga makes you fearless in your life. Become fearless. Conquer the world. Whole world is at your disposal. You become unstoppable. For that, you need to have a ethical life. Yoga inculcates the ethical life. Yoga uplifts the game of your life by you complying to the universal standard. Lie down on your back.